Hello everyone, hope you are doing well, and I'm back again with another video, and today we're going to learn about Linux command and how command works. Now let's get started without further talk. So the first thing is I can do ls, which basically means list. Let's see what are the folder inside this directory. So this is home directory, so I can get demo, documents, desktop and downloads. Okay, so now if I have to go inside these folders, one of these folders, then I can just do cd and desktop, and I get inside the desktop folder. Now my directory changes inside and changes to the desktop. If I go ls now list, then there is nothing inside desktop, right? Now if I have to go back out of desktop, then I can just cd dash dash, and now I am back from the desktop folder or desktop directory. Now let's go inside downloads. So if I go to, so let's go inside demo, demo. Now I'm inside demo directory, you can see it here, and if I get ls now, then you can see everything that is inside the demo folder or demo directory. So ls basically means list. Now if I go ls and dash al, which means I'm going to get the list and all information of each and every list, right? So you can see here I still get all of the folder, so vivek.jpg and all this screenshot and this file images folder, and I also get this permission, I also get the username, and I also get the file of the folder or the file of the size of the folder or the size of the images, and I also get the created date and all of that right here. So ls-al, what it gives, it also gives the list but also with more extra information. Now let's get back outside of this demo folder. Now there is a trick also. So if I go cd and then d and tab, then I get nothing, because there is if you see here inside the ls, then from d the demo starts, downloads also start from d, and then desktop also start from d, so it doesn't happen at all. But if I say DOW, which means now there is DOW only stand for downloads, and if I hit tab, then it automatically fill the column, right? So if I say DE and then tab, then it doesn't work, but it will show what start with DE. So you can see here demo and desktop start with DE, so it gives me that option, right? So if I say DES and then tab, then it also directly give me the desktop. So it is same if I say DO and then tab and then again. So in first tab it doesn't give me anything, that means there is multiple file, a folder name or directory that start with DO. So if I hit tab twice, that is once again, then it gives me all the available options. So there is documents and downloads. So if I say DOW and tab, now I get the download and I get inside the download right there. So I have nothing to do with download, so let's get back out of this directory with cd space dash dash. Now the first thing that we're going to learn, and before that there is also this root directory and home directory. So cd and then slash get me inside the home directory, sorry, root directory. If I get ls, then you can see here all the root file that is inside the root directory, like home and then opt and var and all of that. So I can just cd just to get back out of it. So this cd and then this symbol to get inside my home directory, right? So I get out of it, so you can see the slash is now gone, which means now I'm inside the home directory. So what I can do is I can do ls, and you can see here now I have all this demo and documents and more stuff and pictures, that is our home directory. So I can just say clear, which means my terminal will get clear with this. So this is the syntax that the command that comes handy sometime when the terminal is full with a lot of things. And now let's get started with another command, which is pwd. So pwd, what it does, it gives me the it prints me the working directories, right? If I hit enter now, I get home/vivek, which is my current working directory. So if I get cd and download and tab like this, I get inside download, right? So I can just pwd, then it gives me home vivek, and I am inside download now. So it gives pwd, basically prints the working directory. Pwd stands for print working directory, and now my current working directory is home/vivek/download. So with all that, the next thing you need to know is about man. So basically you know that ls give me all the list, and ls -al give me all the record information of the list as well. but if I say man and then ls, you can see here I get the manual. So man stand for manual and ls means it will give all the required information about that ls command. So you can see here, and I have to type q to quit. So man basically mean manual. So if I say man p print working directory, then I get all the manual and all the description and all the method of the pwd directory, right? So the man basically means manual, and you can get all the manual about any directory. Now you can see in my directory folder I have this home, and inside home I have this demo. So inside demo I have this file and images and all the zip file and all these images as well. Inside my file directory I have this text file. Inside images I have all these images, right? Now first thing that I want to do is I want to copy all the images from this image directory and then put it inside this file directory. So for that what I can do is I can just go out here and I just cp means copy. So I want to copy. Since I am in downloads, it doesn't work, so I have to go back and I have to go inside dem and then tab, which means demo. So inside demo I can see there is this all this file and then images. So I want to copy all the images from this image directory and put it inside this file directory, right? So what I can now do is I can just write cp, which means copy. So I want to copy from file directory, sorry, I want to copy from image directory, and then I want to put it inside the file directory. Now it will not work, and also the syntax is wrong because I have to, if I do this I'm going to copy the whole image, for I will show you, but let me tell you why it is wrong, why it will not work. And the error is saying is -r is not specified, which means that if I have to copy this everything of this image, then I cannot copy it directly. I need to copy each and every file, which means I have to do it recursively, and that means this -r is also means that I have to do it recursively, right? So I can just say cp and then I have to say -r, which means recursively do it for each and every file. So I can say image / and I have to put it inside file. Now you can see here, if I go to demo and inside this file directory I have this image and I have each and every image inside this file directory, right? So now what I can do is I can just remove it. So I can just say remove file / image. I want to remove the image, but you can see here remove also doesn't work, so I have to do it remove everything recursively. So I have to do file / image, and now if I go here, all the image folder is now gone. Now what I want to do is I didn't want it to get this image folder inside this file. What I wanted to do was I only wanted to get all these pictures inside this file, only images, not the folder, right? So what I can do is copy image /*, which means all images, everything inside the image, and I want to copy it inside the file. Now if I go and see inside my file directory, I don't have the folder now. This time I have all the images. Now what I can do is I have got all the images. Now I want to first of all delete all these images, and you can see here, since I copied it, it remains here. It doesn't get removed from the here, because what I'm doing is just copying it. I'm not moving it, I'm just copying it, right? So that why it exists in both directories. Now I can delete it. I want to delete it first. I want to delete everything except this 2 text file, which is all the images, and I can just move it to trash. Okay, so now I also can do something else. I want to copy images. I want to copy all the images like this, that starts with dot, that ends with .jpg, and I want to put it inside file. Now if I go out here, then you can see here inside file only those images has appeared that has .jpg extension. So this is also something that can come handy sometimes when you are doing something in your Linux. So that is another thing. Now you can I also show you how you can remove it. Now let's see how you can move the file, right? So if I just go out here and I again remove this and move this to trash, I can just do it from the command line, since we are command line by 2 manually, right? Let's write. So I have to remove it. I have to remove from file directory. Inside file directory I have to remove everything that ends with .jpg, and you can see here everything is now gone. That is the magic of remove. So now you have seen how to copy file and how to remove file. Why don't we learn something about moving the file, right? So we have this emb, which means basically move. I want to move all the images, everything from the images into this file. Now you can see I get everything inside the file directory now. But if I go to my image directory, now there is nothing here, because now we haven't copied, but we have moved everything right there. Now again I can do copy, this time from file directory, everything from file directory to image. Right now you can see inside image I have got everything, but I don't need these 2 extra files. So what I can do is remove from image directory everything that ends with .txt. Now I can see the txt file is now gone, and I have that here, and I have everything here. So basically what moves does is moves helps to move one file from another file. However, if I am going to copy it, then it will so if I move all these images into this file, which means into this file, then all the images will appear here, but inside images there will be nothing because everything is moved. But if I copy all these images from here, it will still appear here, and that is the difference between copy and move. So if you have to copy, you have to remove the existing file if you want extra file, and if you have to move it, you don't need to worry about that at all. So that is something about move. But we can also do something else. We can also rename the file with move, right? So I can say move, and I have to move this file slash, I want to remove this index.txt, right? So I can just say index.txt, and I have to move it to also inside the same folder. Let's try this if it works or not. And I can want to say index test.txt. You can see here now the file has been renamed, and I can move it to another directory as well. I'm just moving it from the same directory, but you can do it with images in this file and move it to another directory as well. So move also helps us to rename the file name. So that is with move. Now let's work on something, and let's do something else. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to learn about command line permission. So if I can just say ls dash al, you can see here this is the permission. So this first rw, basically it means it is for the user. It is used for the user, right? The computer users. And this is for group, and this is for everyone. This is for everyone else. So the user can read and write this file. The group can also read and write this file. However, everyone else can only read this file and cannot write into this file. So what if I want to change the permission? So for that I have this change change, and I have to say mode, which helps me to change the permission, right? So if I say change the permission for all, so for all, what I want to do is I want to add permission called x. X basically means execute. So x basically means execute. So I want to also add one more permission to all, that is add. So what I want to add to some specific folder, right? In this folder, in this vivek.jpg, I have the user has permission to read and write, and then the group has permission also to read and write, and everyone else has also permission to read only but not write. But I want to add one more permission, that is x. X means execute. So inside I want to do this to the vivek.jpg file. Now if I'm going to say ls-al, if you see the vivek.jpg right here, right here, I have just added one more command, which means now all user can execute the file as well. So let's see. So with this command I can do it like that. And if I'm going to say I want to add only to others and enter, and I'm going to say ls-al, then you can see other can I can just add one more command. So if I say for all I want to give read, write and execute command, and just hit enter and then ls at ls. Then you can see here everyone gets the read, write and execute command, right? So that is what we can do with permission. And if I say just everyone just have the permission to read and write, then I can just say ls -l, and then you can see here I get the permission to read and write. So basically this is what happens, and in this way we can set the permission to the different file. We can change the permission. So basically this first is for only users, second is for group, and third for everyone else. And if you want to change the permission, like if you want everyone else to make change in this file or write this file, then you can just simply change the permission just like I have shown you before, right? So let's try this again. So this file, everyone else doesn't have a permission to write on this file, right? So what I can do is chmod, and I can say o means others. So others can, I want to add, plus means I'm adding the permission. So I want to add write permission to others, and the name of the file is this. I want to copy this because writing each and everything is hectic. So I want to copy this and chmod o, I want to add this write into this particular file. Right now if I say ls -as, you can see here in this file now the other has also the permission to write. So you can just change the permission of a file just like you want to. Now if you want to remove permission, you can just do the same chmod. So what if I want not the others, but what if I want a group to have, see the group of the same file, right? So smart mockup this image file, this particular image file. What if I want a group means this one. So first is user, second is group, and third is other. So what if I say the group cannot write in this file? I want to change the permission, which means now I want to remove the permission. So remove, so since we wanted to add a permission, we write plus, and this time we're going to remove the permission. So I write minus and then w, and from this particular file. So smart mockup start this file, right? So if I say ls-al, you can see here in the smart mockup this file is this particular file that we just changed the permission. Now the group doesn't has permission to write. So in this way we can change the permission. And the second thing is ownership. So the first what we can do is we can just need to know about this sudo command. So the sudo basically means super user do with, and in most of the cases the super user is always the root. So now what we can do is we can change the ownership, right? So if you can see here this smart lock this particular file, then the permission is given to, the ownership is to the user, that is Vivek. But now we want to change it to the super user. So how we can do that? So for changing the command, what we can do is we can say chown, which means ownership, right? Change ownership, and I want to change the ownership to root. I want to change the ownership to the root user, which root is our super user. Now for that what I can do is I need to give the name of a file. So basically I want this file to be only accessed by the super user. I want to give this file ownership to only super user. So right there, so you can see here operation not permitted. Now the reason that the operation is not permitted, because if you want to do something with root, then we only need to do it from super user like this, and I need to hit the password. Now you can see ls-al. Now you can see here the permission, now ownership of this file, this smart mocks the jpg file. Now the ownership is given to now the root, not to the normal user, that is Vivek, right? So you can change the ownership. Now the ownership of this file is changed to root. Now what if I want to copy this file, right? So what if I want to copy this particular file? Let me copy this. Let me move this file. So let me move this file. So let me move this file to /file. And you can see here the permission is now denied. The reason now the permission is denied is because now it cannot be moved, because the user here, the ownership is given to root user, right, not the Vivek user. So what I can, so if I want to access the root user, I can just say sudo, I can just write the same command, and I will need to do it with sudo, and now it is done. Now you can see here, if I do ls-al, the file is now gone. The reason the file is gone is because I have moved it to the another folder, and I can only move it if I just write sudo, which means super user, which means root, because now only the root has the ownership of that file and nobody else. So that is how we can change the ownership of a file. So that is with the ownership. Now let's see something about zip, how you can zip different files, right? So if I say ls only ls, I get all this folder. So what if I want to zip everything that ends with .png and put it inside one zip file? So what I can do now is I can say zip, and I need to give a name of a zip. So I can say that png image.zip, and I want to zip every file that ends with .png. So it doesn't work now. I need to do like this, and you can see here everything is inside now. So I can say ls, then you can see here there is this file called .png image.zip, and you can see here everything that png also exists here. So what basically .zip has done is it has just copied all of this and put it inside this zip folder, and it is also not removed, right? So I have made a copy of all of this png file, and I created the zip out of this png file, and also since I have copied it and made a copy out of it, it also stays here. So the file is not removed, but the zip file is created. Now I can unzip it with unzip, and the name is png image.zip. Now if I want to replace, so I want to say yes all, you can replace it, and you can choose whether you want to replace the file or not replace the file, or you want to rename the file with R. I would select the all option, which means I want to replace everything, and right here everything is replaced. So if I say ls-al, not al, only ls, let's see, then you can see here png image.zip file still exists, because we have just extracted the zip but not deleted it. So that is the good thing. So you can create zip and unzip it in Linux command just like this. So that is with zip. Now let's learn about something else, and that something else is what we call grep. So what does grep does? So we have this command called grep. So this grep command basically helps us to find a particular string inside the file. But before the grep, let's do with some command called find, right? So I have to find. So basically I can just write the find and then the name. So the dash name, basically we have to write find and dash name and what we want to find. So if I say vivek.jpg, then you can see here it gives me everything that contains vivek.jpg. So find and dash name helps me to find any particular file that is inside the directory. So if I say find dash name and txt, so .txt, let's see what I get. I get nothing, because now it doesn't match any file that has .txt. But if I say find the name and then read me.txt, then it gives me the file that has readme.txt. So it means that all the name, everything has to match, and then it will find me that particular file. So this is what find does. Okay, so that is the command find, which helps me to find the particular file or images or everything. And find should contain dash name as well. This command, this comes mandatory. Now after find, let's work with something else, which is .grep command, right? So what this grep command helps us to do is it helps me to find any string that is inside the particular file. So grep command helps me to find the string that is inside the particular file. Now what I say grep, and I want to say visual, right? And I want to find this inside the index. So let's see the text file that I have, index test.txt, right? So index test.txt, which is not inside demo, but so I am inside demo, but the index text.txt is inside file. So I also mentioned that route, that directory. So inside file, check inside index test.txt, right? Now you can see here I get Visual Studio Code. So I'm getting the match of the visual string. This string I'm searching inside this index text.txt, and I'm getting the match result, right? So if I say grep-r, and then I want to find vi only, and inside file, inside index test.txt, then I can get here the Visual Studio Code again, and I also get activities now, and I get privilege that also contain vi, right? So if I say again -r and then n, you can see here I also, n basically means line number, right? I have, so in index text.txt in line number 24 it contains the vi, and in line number 45 also there is something that has vi, and in line number 62 also there is something that has vi. So basically the grep command helps us to find any string that is inside a particular file or the text file. This is very handy if you are programming, like if you want to find a class name inside a file that has a lot of code, then you can just write grep and give the name of the class name, and you give the location where you want to search that file, search inside where do you want to search, right? So if you have this standard css and you want to search a particular class name, then you can directly get the number, and you can see exactly where line number, and you can exactly see where that class name is located. So grep helps to find string inside a file. So we have another thing with grep. So instead of grep number only, I need a grep list, like, and I can just say here I find the grep list inside file, inside index text.txt. So it has to give me the list of a file that has the text. So if I say right here inside it, if I just remove the index text.txt, you can see here I get everything, right, that contain the vi command. Now if I say if search inside readme.txt, then I get the list of a file that contain the readme.the vi string, right? So if I say -r, you can see everything that contains vi, so it contains vi as well. So if I say r and then -r and then the number, line number, I can see here each and every line number and where the vi string is located. So this is with the vi. Now let's say I want to find not the small vi but the capital vi, right? Now you can see here I get everything that only has capital vi, right? Now what if I want everything that has small, both small and capital vi? So I need to ignore it, right? So I can just say rn and then I, which means ignore, and you can see here I get everything that has capital vi as well and then the small vi as well. So basically grep, and then I want -r for recursive. I want to search it in each and every file, right? So recursive, and then n basically give number, line number, and then if I say I, which means it is going to ignore it. So I can just say inside file, directory, and then I get each and every thing that contain the, sorry, I messed up the command, so I need to give the string name. So if I say Visual Studio, and then I need to search inside the file directory, then you can see here I can get everything where the vi command is located. So index text.txt, it is located here. You can see here it is located inside the readme.txt as well, and you can see here it has find the vi command inside index text.txt as well. So it is searching in each and every file because of this command, right? So because of this command, file and slash, which means it's going to now search recursively, which means this is the work of this -r. So it is going to search this vi inside each and every file. Since it is -r, which means recursive, so it is going to search this vi in each and every file inside this file directory, and that's why I'm getting everything from readmeter text as well inside the file and index tester text as well inside the file directory, right? So this is all about the command line and the necessary command that you may need in the Ubuntu or in your Linux system. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It was it is almost very late at night, so I'm really sorry I messed up something, but I think the video was really good and I hope you like it too. Thank you so much.